No, he didn't buy me a car. I bought a car myself. I bought it from him.
And paid in full. Okay.
These are my songs. He doesn't own my songs. It's like I had my own studio. Do you get me? And like Jude was never really emotionally supportive in my career. So like this things I did on my own. So I was like, I can do it. Personally, I don't have issues with Jude because I already moved on. I saw it as a life lesson for me. And there was even a point in time that I said, oh, if this is really how music is, I'm not gonna let my kids do music. It was that terrible, actually. I'd say a very beautiful afternoon to you all, and I'm grateful for your attendance. Yeah, thank you for coming. So I'm Cynthia, government name, Cynthia, and a lot has been going on the internet that I felt like I really needed to speak with everyone, or like really say my own side of the story. So you all know me as Cynthia, yeah, now Madrina. First, we heard about the split between myself and Jude Okoye. It wasn't really, I don't know the side of the story that you guys had, but I think there was a lot actually misunderstanding on the internet. People had this, people said this. So obviously, I'm here to clarify and say, have you heard my own side of the story actually. So is this where you guys start with the questions, or you still want me to go on? Personally, I'm over it, and I would like to move on with better things. I have a whole lot, my project, new stuff that I have to do. But if there's a need to actually, I don't really, at this point, I'm not really sure I really want to dwell in the past. But I'm very open to answering questions, to clarify anything, or, that might be on the media already, so that's it.
Okay, you said personally over the situation, but recently you have been posting messages, first of all, to Jude.
Yes.
To Jude as well.
Yeah.
And say you're over it. That doesn't seem like you're over it.
Yes. Well, yesterday and today, it's like over 24 hours, I think. And I'm someone, like, I easily get over stuff. But I think the main reason why I waited for like 2 years. No, like I wasn't waiting. I was doing other stuff. I didn't really think it was something that I should address, because like, I have music. That's why I'm an artist. I could actually put all these messages in my music, and then maybe someday I'll tell my fans, oh, this was what I was talking about here. This incident actually happened. So obviously I was working on my projects already, but something happened. I had an interview that someone asked me a question, and then I said something, and then it led to a whole lot. Obviously people were called out. Obviously when your name is being mentioned, you would obviously want to say something. But the only part that I had issues with was the lies, actually. Yeah, exactly. I didn't watch Jude's interview till about 2 weeks later, because like first, if you would, when you're the center of the story, you can wake me up at night and I'll tell you the same thing that I told you 2 years ago, obviously. So when he did the interview, I wasn't in a good place mentally. I had other things that I was dealing with, so I didn't really. And then obviously I didn't really know you could actually do a live video and then save it, and then you could watch it afterwards. So when I heard Jude went live, I just thought, oh, he did live and then it's over with. I didn't really know what he actually said. So it took me about 2 weeks to find out what he said. Because first, I wasn't really interested in anything that he had to say, But then people, obviously, like, he said a lot, and then I had to watch it. That was when I knew that there was a need for me to actually come back and then say my own side of the story, actually. So That's it. Yes, I did sign a contract.
Okay.
It could have been the same contract. You know, there were some parts that were actually probably edited or was actually missing. But yes, hold on. I did sign a contract, and there was a part where he said 50-50. The label obviously has like provides 50% of the whatever that we need to for the production and everything. Are they videos, are they audios, the cost production 50%, whereby I provide 50%. That never really happened, because I provided in my time I was providing 100%. Do you get me? And then he said a lot of stuff actually that you guys probably know better than I am. You know, that's the reason why I'm actually open to questioning, or rather for questioning. Maybe probably you heard, okay, this was really what Jude said. You asked me, and then I told you my own side of the story. Do you get me? So like you said, the contract, yes, I did sign the contract. And he wasn't the one that prepared the contract. He didn't actually, yes, like he said, it was actually Joy. Okay, first thing first, I was signed to Joy's label. That's the part that you guys really have to know. Joy had a recording label, but she didn't have the resources. So she threw it out to Jude to ease her stress, because she couldn't fund the projects anymore. That was how I got signed to Jude in 2013, or rather, 2013. And the contract was to expire in 2017. So from what Jude said, he said a lot actually. I never said, oh no, I'm done with your contract or whatever. Jude was actually the one who breached the contract. Like, from what he was telling people, that I actually breached the contract. No, that was a big lie. On the third year of my contract, Jude came up with the idea of me signing a new contract. I don't know if you guys watched my interview. I think I actually said this. Jude came up with the idea of me signing a new contract, and then I resisted. So that was where the whole problem came from. And then even on the fourth year of my contract, I went ahead to shoot a video with my own money. That was the last video I actually did put out on this label, which was In Love. I shot that video with my own money. I sent it to him. He didn't respond. So that was when I knew, okay, probably he's really serious about if you don't sign a new contract, we're not shooting videos anymore. We're not working with you. Because Jude didn't really know me. He just had an idea that he had an artist. Because at first when I was gonna get signed to him, I heard he went through a lot with Maydi. He was not really sure and all these things. I'm not Maydi, so obviously I'm a different person. So he didn't really have to treat me in an abusive manner or something. I think it was a bit of a manipulator. That's really what I would say, yeah. Or rather, he felt like probably he's been hurt. You have to hurt other people for you to feel better some sort of way or whatever it is. So that was what really happened. And personally, I don't have issues with Jude, because I already moved on. I saw it as a life lesson for me. And there was even a point in time that I said, oh, if this is really how music is, I'm not gonna let my kids do music. It was that terrible, actually.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. One thing he said, a lot of people thought was amazing, was the fact that he said he bought your mom land. Did that actually happen?
Nope.
So that was a lie?
Yeah, that was a big lie.
So he didn't?
And he said he bought me a car.
The white range?
No, I bought that car from him.
Oh.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bought the car and he did not do anything of the sort, like buying a land?
He didn't do that. Well, this is the reason why I actually, when he was telling me in there, I really wanted to have a chat, let's just talk to you guys, because I'll be sincere with you, I didn't watch the whole interview, because a lot of people would call you, somebody's saying this one. So at some point I just got confused and even turned off my phone because I got really tired. About him saying he bought my mom a land, didn't watch that part, so I'm not really sure what he said. My mom is here actually, so.
This is what he said. I buy Cynthia Morgan land for Benin. Yes.
Wow.
That's what
he bought me a land.
No, not you. He bought your mom.
My mom a land. No, he didn't buy me a car. I bought a car myself. I bought it from him.
And paid in full. Okay.
What? Madrina has always been there as an AKA, right from the time of Cynthia Morgan. So when I found that my Vivo account, I couldn't access my Vivo account. It was easy, but the only name that came to my head at that point was Madrina. My family, I grew up in a Jehovah's Witness home, so even to make music I was a bit of a rebel to actually even make music. So and then I'm the only child of my mom, so I had to protect a lot of things so that they wouldn't say, "Oh, who sent you music?" Do you get me? Because it wasn't, obviously, like you see on TV, it's not all that the glittering and everything. It's tougher than that, obviously. And then I had to shield my family from every hurt that I was. So when everything happened, when I broke down emotionally, it was hard for me to start telling my folks, this is what happened. This is what happened. I just wanted to, okay, what's the next thing for me to do? Do you get me? So it was even harder. Like I said, I didn't have a support system. Yeah.
Tell us about the Davido issue.
Okay.
He reached out
on
social media. Has he really reached out?
Yes, well, he did reach out. I did try to get back, reach out to him, but we've not been able to get hold of him, actually. Yeah. I was sick at some point. Yeah, at some point I was sick. And then like I said, I had a breakdown, a massive breakdown. And I got back to the studio, started working. Some family issues happened, had to go back home, try to sort it out. And then I think this is just the right time, and I'm finally back. That's what really matters. My friends actually did reach out, but I wasn't willing to, I was still healing because I'm not really someone that like to talk when, so yes, a few people actually did reach out, like Olamide, Tiwa. But obviously, they didn't really understand. I noticed they didn't really understand what was going on, and I wasn't really ready. Shay also did reach out. Yeah. So yeah, they did reach out. Yeah. Me too. I had issues accepting the fact that, because it wasn't something that I planned. Like what Jude said too. He said I sat him down and I told him I wanted to change my name. There was a part I saw that he said I told him that I wanted to change my. That never happened. So it wasn't something that I planned. It happened all of a sudden, and I just had to make, as a business person or whatever, it clicked to me I don't want to fight this person. What's the best thing I could do right now is to change my name. Probably it's a blessing for me to just move on from everything that I went through as Cynthia Morgan, as that person. Do you get me? So I didn't plan it. So me too. What you're saying right now, I was down a lot of I'm like, okay, how do I? But the truth is, I was always Madrina. So it was really, it was easy for me. But I understood from the business. Someone say, oh, everyone knows Cynthia Morgan. How are you going to tell? And how are you going to let everyone know it's not Madrina? I'm like, you know what? It's still me. I was the one making this music. Do you understand me? And they're better music. These are my songs. He doesn't own my songs. It's I had my own studio. Do you get me? And Jude was never really emotionally supportive in my career. So these things I did on my own. So I was I can do it. Do you get me? So that's it. I learned. Yeah, it was a learning process for me. That's yeah. I did learn a lot. Actually, it was deeper than music, obviously. Yeah, I did learn a lot to be you, actually, no matter what. And then I heard some other stuff, a lot, like you said. But I'm not really someone that would come on the internet and say, oh, you said this about me, and then I'll start tackling stuff. I did hear a lot of stuff, trust me. But this very incident that happened recently was just something that I thought that I really needed to talk about it and then let people know what really happened and my own side to the story, actually.